Hi, Camp Can Do. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to make a great, colorful craft stick bird feeder. Very quick, very easy to do. Again, I'm Renee Sparks. I am the Arts and Crafts teacher for week 2. Jen Moses is the Arts and Crafts teacher for Gen 1. We've tried to come up with some great things that you might want to do when we can't be together. So let's get started. In your project bag, you have all of the elements that you're going to need. You want to make sure you get your table covered, so you can either use the project bag and cut it apart, you can use a plastic grocery bag, cut it apart, or you can use a brown paper bag and cut it apart. Just make sure you lay down, because you're going to be using glue and you don't want to get glue on whatever work surface you're using. The first thing that you're going to do is take out your popsicle sticks. Some people call these craft sticks. These are already colored. You know, if you have a project sometime that you want to do, you can paint them also. You're going to lay out 11 sticks, and I just laid them out randomly with different colors. So you're going to lay them out and make sure that they're all even. You know, you might want to mix it up a little bit. Don't have all the purple ones together, don't have all the yellow ones together. And then you're going to make sure that they're evenly lined up. One way you can do that is to take a craft stick and push on one end and push on the other end, and that will line them up for you. After you've gotten them like you want them, you're going to take one craft stick, and I've got my glue in a cup here so that I don't have to shake it down every time. Again, my glue's a little bit bigger than yours, but it's the same glue. You're just going to run a little bit of glue on the edge right here and lay that down next to the one beside it. Then you're going to keep on going, and you're going to continue doing that until you have all of the sticks laid side by side and glued together. Now you might notice that that glue stick that I just used was a little bit crooked. That's fine. I'm going to show you how to fix that. So once you get all of these glued together, then you're going to let that dry. And while it's drying, you take 2 more sticks, and instead of putting the glue on the side, these are kind of like a stabilization bar. So you're going to run the glue all the way down like that, and then just take your finger and spread it out. Now this is white glue. It will dry clear, but there's a big difference in clear and invisible. Just because it's clear doesn't mean it's invisible. A window's clear, but it's not invisible. So got my 2 bars here, and I'm going to put them down there. And for the ones that I said were a little bit crooked, you're going to have a little space right there. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. But what you can do is you can put a little bit of glue on there, and with your finger push it into that crack. And that way, when you put the birdseed in, that will keep the birdseed from falling out. And you get to use all your craft sticks. Now I've got one that's dried. I'm going to flip it over. And when you let it dry, you're probably going to want it to dry at least an hour, maybe more. Then I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to take my other craft sticks, and I do it all at one time, but you can do it however you want to. I just put a little dot on each corner like that. And then you take a craft stick and lay it on there. Make sure it gets into the craft dots, the glue dots you just put on there. And then you're going to put another one on this side. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to keep going, putting glue dots, and keep building up your sticks, and this makes your sides. And I just did random colors. It doesn't really matter. It's so colorful. And then you're just going to keep going until you get them all done. And then you will have this. So when you're finished, this is what the sides look like. This is what the bottom looks like. And then this is where you put the bird seed. You got string in your project bag. I think it's about 2.5 yards. So you're going to fold this in half and get the ends even, like this. Then, so you've got a fold right here. Then you're gonna take that down there, and that gives you 2 more folds right here. So you're gonna take your scissors and cut both of those, and then take your scissors on this end and cut this one. You wanna line up all the ends. And what I did was, in order to get it to thread through here, as you can see on the finished one, you have to thread it through to tie it into a knot. It gets a little frayed on the ends, so I put a little bit of glue on one end and I let that dry for about 15 minutes. What that gave me was a little, is kind of hard, and it slides through there much easier. You're gonna want to make sure that the part where you stacked up the sides dries for at least an hour, 2 hours, sometimes overnight. Then you're gonna take one of the ends with the string, slide it under the corner, and tie it in several knots. I just tied it over and over again. And then you can cut the excess off, or you can slide it down to where you're not wasting that much. And then I did that on all 4 corners, and then I just put a little dot of glue on top just to ensure that it's gonna stay. Once you've gotten that done, in your project bag, you've got some birdseed. You're gonna take your bird feeder, open the bag, pour it in, and go find a great place to hang it so you can feed your fine feathered friends. And there you have it, a Camp Can Do colorful bird seed holder, bird feeder.